Now an update on a story we told you about yesterday, the growing financial troubles of the company behind Sears department stores. Shares of the company's stock plunged more than 12% yesterday after a stark revelation this week. An SEC filing says, quote, substantial doubt exists related to the company's ability to continue. Sears Holdings is the parent company of the struggling big box retailer Sears and K-Mart. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger is here. Jill, good morning.
Good morning.
These are two iconic brands, but they've actually been in trouble for quite some time. Sears hasn't turned a profit since, 2010?
Yeah, and they've lost about $10 billion since 2010. It really goes back to that initial merger, and we look back and we say, oh my gosh, these two brands, they came together, they were supposed to be stronger together, but they were both struggling in different ways. They've had a terrible time trying to really keep pace with consumer taste. If you go back even to the 90s, Sears was having a problem just competing with Walmart and really didn't respond to how consumers were looking for cheaper prices. Add on that the digital revolution and online shopping, and the company has really stood still, almost been idly watching as others are advancing.
Put together by Eddie Lampert.
Yeah.
What responsibility does he bear?
Well, Eddie Lampert was the hedge fund manager who was behind the Kmart revival. He actually took the company out of bankruptcy. He was the mastermind of that merger. And, you know, I think he bears some responsibility because, in fact, he's really been looking at ways to financially improve the company. And maybe in the early years he could do that. But look, he's not a retailer. He is a financial engineer in many respects. He's also a real estate expert. And, of course, there's a real estate portion of this. But the reality is this guy's pumped hundreds of millions of dollars of his own money, of his hedge funds money into this company, and he is looking at stark losses. There are some who say that he is protecting some of his own losses at the expense of broader shareholders. But that said, I think you really have to look at him and say, hey, this is your company.
Jill, the Sears chief financial officer said, quote, Sears Holdings remains focused on executing our transformation plan and will continue to take actions to help ensure our competitiveness and ability to continue to meet our financial obligations. Is there a chance that Sears turns this thing around?
I think there's always a chance. And, you know, I come from an old retail family, so I'd like to root for the iconic brands. That said, this company is struggling under the weight, $4.2 billion of debt. And so even if they were to make some turnaround, they're going to be weighed down by that debt. Most of the analysts that I talk to have said this has been a steady march towards bankruptcy, and they are looking for that event.
Is there still a market for these kinds of stores, Jill?
Well, I think there's a market. It's just that we have to look to retailers to meet us where we want to be seen. So I think that Sears and the Kmart combination, the problem is that they really are late to the game. If you think about it, Sears is really the heir to Amazon. It should have been Amazon. It was the first catalog company, had all those eyeballs, should have been first online, and like many other companies before it, should have been the innovator, wasn't the innovator.
They missed the moment. It's so hard to recover, too.
It really is.
And they were well positioned. These are American institutions we're talking about.
Absolutely.
Jill Schlesinger, always good to see you.
Thank you.